right, so we are living in a time now. And we take these calls from time to time from people that are just like throwing caution to the wind. They barely even know a dude. He's kind of a stranger, but you're going to fly across country or drive across country and hang out with this dude in the name of love or like or a party or whatever. And our intern Haley did the exact same thing. But at least she's here to tell the story.
Yeah, I flew across the country to a state I had never been to meet this guy to see if something could be there because I thought it would be. So, little context, he played hockey for 2 years in Atlanta, and the hockey season is like August to March-ish. So in the off season, they go back home to kind of wherever like their family is. So his family's in Tulsa. He played in Atlanta for 2 years. He had left to go back to Tulsa April of 2021, and this is like the friend group that I was talking about the first time I was here is this terrible friend who introduced me to this friend group. They had all started talking about this kid named Holly, and everyone goes by their last name in hockey. So I was like, everyone's like, Holly's so funny. He's the life of the party. Holly's great. And I was like, well, I'm kind of new to this friend group, so when am I gonna meet this Holly kid? Like, he sounds great. And they were like, oh, well, he just moved back to Tulsa. And I was like, well, that doesn't do anything for me, does it? Thanks,
First of all, I
guys.
immediately believe that you're getting catfished if someone says that they grew up playing hockey in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Well,
if they would have said Montreal, I would have been like, okay, he's legit.
No. So, yeah, everyone's like, oh, Holly's so great, whatever, blah, blah. So a few months go by where I just keep hearing about how awesome Holly is. So in the digital age that we're in, I go on to Snapchat one day, and he's on my suggested, because we had a bunch of mutual friends since I had been friends with this friend group for a while now. And so I saw him and I was like, oh, I'll just add him. And I added him and he added me back. And so I sent the first message and I said, is this the Holly that everyone is talking about? And he said, it depends on who's talking about me if I say yes or no. But he said yes, and that was August 13th of 2021. Every single day for 3 months after that, we would FaceTime every day, just talk. I mean, we immediately clicked. Like, there was not a second where we didn't have something to talk about. There was no ever like, what are you up to? Like, there was no like, WYD text or anything like that. Yeah, there was no small talk. Everything just came so natural, and we ended up like accidentally falling asleep on the phone with each other and became those cringy people who like fell asleep on the phone. So I was kind of slowly started introducing him into the conversations with my mom because I was 19 at this point. So I was like, she doesn't have to know kind of who I'm talking to, but if I end up flying to meet him, then I feel like I should start to introduce this a little sooner. So she had kind of heard about him and knew of my friend Holly. And then we were in Arizona for a wedding in late October. And I said, I'm kind of asking you, but I'm also kind of just telling you because I'm over 18, but I'm going to fly and I'm going to go meet him. I'm going to fly to Oklahoma and I'm going to meet him. And she was like...
For the first time?
For the first time.
In person?
In person.
And you're doing this on your own dime, too?
Yes.
Okay.
So I paid for my flight. I paid for the Airbnb and everything to go see him because I didn't want there to be any expectation of him like he has to fly me out and all that. It's like I didn't want to kind of put those like gender roles out there. Like, if you want to meet me, you have to fly me out or anything like that.
Or for him to expect something because he's the one who
exactly.
copped out the money to fly out there.
And so I got my own Airbnb. Like, he didn't even stay with me or anything either. Like, I went out there in hopes of just, like, meeting him. So I told my mom, and she was like, okay, like, I can't stop you. So the least I can do is make sure you're safe doing it. If I can't stop you, then I'm going to help you do it the right way.
So she shoved a GPS tracker up your butt.
Pretty much. No. So she...
Oh, they have those on your phone now. You don't have to do that.
we have Find My Friends.
You can still put the phone up your butt if you want to be sure.
That becomes a really different weekend.
Every phone's getting a lot bigger now.
Yeah. So mid-November of 2021, I flew out there and I told him, I was like, I'm going to come see you. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah, is that okay? And he was like, absolutely, that's okay. So
it's a bold move. If he wasn't the one that said, hey, come see me. And you're just like, I'm coming
I was like, I want to come meet you. And he was like, obviously, I want to meet you too. And I had trusted him at this point. And I also knew that some of my closest friends were his closest friends. Like, people I trusted very much, trusted him very much. So there was no like, if it was like some guy I had never even heard of or whatever, I would not have done it. But I trusted people that trusted him. And so that was enough for me. And I was also, I think I have a good head on my shoulders, and I think I was smart about it. And so I land in Oklahoma City where he had played the following season. And I see him in the airport. And well, before I see him in the airport, I made him wait in baggage claim for me for like 20 minutes because I was so nervous. I had to go to the bathroom. And so I was in the bathroom for like 20 minutes. And he was like, so like, did you land? I was like, yeah, I'm still deplaning. And he was like, okay, I'm still waiting here for you. So I see him in baggage claim. I run towards him. It's this moment, like I give him a huge hug, like seeing him in person the first time. And he pulls me in and he gives me the smallest peck of a kiss. And I was like, what the hell was that? I said, we have one weekend together. We're not wasting time here.
This isn't right. This is you deserve more than a peck.
Right.
At this
And so
point.
I pull him back in and I kissed him, like really kissed him. And then that whole weekend we spent together, it was the greatest weekend of my life. He asked me to be his girlfriend on November 13th, which is a coincidence because I have a 13 tattooed behind my ear that I had gotten before I had even like met this guy. And here we are, almost 2.5 years later.
You're still going out with this dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm moving to Missouri to actually be with him in June.
You are?
Yeah.
Is that ring on your ring finger from him?
No, it's from my mom.
Okay.
No, she got this ring and she wore it on her ring finger before my stepdad proposed to her. So on my 21st, she gave it to me. So now I wear it before he will propose to me.
Dang. So sometimes it's worth the risk
It
like
worked.
that.
It
yeah?
worked out very well.
You survived the weekend
I
with your
did.
life.
I did, yeah.
He was a real person.
And now I can say I've been to Oklahoma City.
And you're going to Missouri.
Yeah, I know.
The Bert Show.